Greetings wherever you are. My deepest love is sent to you via this channel, via this program, and I hope that you're enjoying your life as much as you can under the circumstances that you're in. We started with One Love, Bob Marley's famous song, and today we're going to continue with the subject of love and how this love, from the one love, which is a universal love without much relationships in between, it's just the oneness, which we explain a little bit further today, all the way to relationships and how a loving relationship is, how romantic love plays a role in love, or how is it separated from that oneness and togetherness love. Well, if we're together, the love is a little bit different. The love at the essence, as we discussed a little bit on Monday, is about how the energy, the shadows and the light have been one at the essence. We come from one resource, from one start, from a big bang or a huge beginning, that these energies have been at one point just one energy, and then we have split into two energies, the light and the dark, which the darkness is what has separated us. Now, if we take that concept and we bring it to our today's life, the separation has become a lot more because the number of people, the number of beings that have expanded upon earth has created more separation from that togetherness, from that united love of one love, where we have always been together and eternally we will be. But then the life form that we have on earth, the way that we live in this body, in the physical world, it's different. We come from one place that supposedly is the energy of oneness, according to what we define love, and to this life form that we are living together in cities, in communities. We share different aspects of our lives together, and the highest part of it is in committed relationships, when people live together and create families. Maintaining that love in families is not easy, but understanding the essence of love helps us to go back towards the source of love and how we can manifest it in our day-to-day life and in our energetic ways. Well, one thing that this coronavirus has provided, in my opinion, and talking to my clients, has been a little bit more time to have reflection on that inner love, that inner peace, that inner joy, that togetherness that has been a part of us from the beginning, and it will be, but then how life and the busyness of it, how the financial needs, the energetic needs of day-to-day life, supplying our demands, have been giving us a little bit of a distance from that love. So our priorities have changed. What I've heard in this last month of talking to my clients is that most of them are looking deeper into themselves and they feel more collected, they feel more loving, because they realize that the hustle and bustle of day to day, although it's necessary, although we need to make a living and have fulfilled lives, it's not everything. There is a part of us that we're missing. Let's listen together to one of Rumi's translations of poems, which I think it's giving us the meaning of that love, and we can expand upon that meaning according to the base of love, and then how we are splitting from that love into our romantic love. Let's hear it together.
or the dance of love. Love has no cause. It is the astrolabe of God's secrets. Lover and loving are inseparable and timeless. Although I may try to describe love, when I experience it, I am speechless. Although I may try to write about love, I am rendered helpless. My pen breaks and the paper slips away at the ineffable place where lover, loving and loved are one. Every moment is made glorious by the light of love.
O God, let all lovers be content. Give them happy endings. Let their lives be celebrations. Let their hearts dance in the fire of your love. My sweetheart, you have aroused my passion. Your touch has filled me with desire. I am no longer separate from you. These are precious moments. I beseech you, don't let me wait. Let me merge with you.
How beautiful. Let me merge with you. So what is a merger? Merger is coming together. Merger is when we become one. Since we have separated, so in a loving relationship, we can merge. We can get together in a deeper way, in a more understandable of this divine love. But this divine love is somehow missed through our day-to-day actions. This divine love that is the combination or the totality of all the love there is, it is a diagram of how one point divides into many different points, and now these points need to connect back to come back to their source. So you see, in a loving relationship, we would like to combine all of our energetic fields together to create something bigger, just like batteries. Imagine that we are each a battery, and now if these batteries, they all come together and create one channel of power, just see how much power is going to be created by all of us, trillions of people being batteries, and these energies coming together. That's why people believe in prayer, and prayer works, because when all of us are going towards the same source, in that source we have more power. And now if we bring that concept of love that John Lennon, Bob Marley, and hundreds of others have talked about it, poets have described it in details, just like we heard from Rumi, and so many different philosophers who have talked about this love. This love has not been just the Romeo and Juliet love of two people. It's a love that is inside of us, and we would like to go inside to use it and then make it one with others. So when we go inside, the inside part of love is self-love. And without self-love, we are not going to be able to create more love, actual love or true love towards others. So, and this self-love needs a requirement. It has a certain number of requirements. First of all, when we are in relationships, if these relationships are based upon our neediness, okay, or based upon how much sacrifice we have to make in this relationship, or is it based upon our lack of boundaries or not being clear about where I finish and where somebody else starts, we're going to have an issue in projecting this love in a way that becomes one. Actually, it separates us even more. So if we want to talk about each one of these three concepts separately, let's start with neediness. If I'm a needy person, that means that I'm not self-actualized, I'm not self-fulfilled, I'm not self-conscious of my weaknesses, my strengths. So I'm going to be in doubt. I'm going to be in a need for somebody else to validate me, to give me what I need, to bring me what I cannot achieve or what I cannot expand upon or produce for myself. So that neediness with somebody who provides for me becomes a sick life, a sick kind of a love, because now I'm not able to utilize all the energy, all the power that's inside of me to be a creator, to be godly and be more than just this body and flesh and the blood. So my neediness is going to be some sort of a emotion, some sort of a feeling that we can call it, I love this person because this person provides for me. But really, is this love? Well, it may be some sort of a loving relationship, but it's not love. It's mostly that neediness. And then once you're used to that neediness, we cannot really call it love. Again, it's a dependence. It's like an addiction to something. So if I'm addicted to my partner without really having value for myself, eventually there is other feeling that is going to evolve, just like hatred, self-loathing, depression, and even anxiety. So those feelings are the result of lack of self-love. And when I'm not able to hold myself in a wholesome way, to appreciate myself, to see my values, to have understanding of myself in a way that I am whole, that I am good, that I'm good enough, that I'm a creator. So that neediness is not going to be the love that we're talking about. And the second part that we discussed was sacrifice. You know, sometimes we sacrifice to gain values. Okay, I understand that, you know, sacrificing for our lover is a good virtue, so I can sacrifice something, but to what cost? Is it going to be in the cost of myself not being valued, or just seeing all of my values in the eyes of the beholder? Think of it this way. Let's say in a relationship, if the values that you have are only your values because somebody else is giving values, means that I'm needy of the validation of somebody else. When other people think of me as good, then I'm good. So the moment that one person doesn't think of me as good or valuable or credible, what's going to happen to me? I'm going to feel empty. I'm going to feel unworthy. I'm going to feel disregarded. And a lot of other feelings will be generated from that creates our reactions to the situation. So in that kind of a relationship, the love is not the love that we're talking about. Because if I'm sacrificing myself just to gain more value from somebody else, to see me valuable, it's like being a martyr. You know, you go and kill yourself in honor of a religion, or in honor of, finding some sort of a validity, which is not the highest aspect of a human being. We are not here to sacrifice ourselves. We are here to enjoy life. We are here to be in love, because love is joyful, not because love is painful. See, when pain is associated with love, that pain is from the physical part. That pain is from the earthly part of us that is not the same value as that godly love. Okay, so we discussed two topics of what love is not. One is sacrificing, and one is being needy. And the third one, which we've discussed before, and it's a appropriate place to talk about, is lack of boundaries. So if there is no distance between you and me in a relationship, in a loving relationship, eventually I may feel that my rights are denied, or I'm in a corner, Or the opposite, I'm pushing towards somebody else, I'm going into their territory without knowing, because I think it's love. In families, we can see a lot of that love. Parents love their children, but when these children are adults and parents are intruding into their lives from a loving place, that is devaluing their children's ability to be someone, to be whole, to be complete, to be adult. Okay, so those boundaries need to be respected. Just yesterday I was talking to a client, a young woman who, was talking about how parents still, she is a very credible professional, making, a very good salary and having a fulfilled life. But parents feel that she's not doing the right thing for herself. She's not in the right relationship. She's not making good decisions. And for that reason, they take it upon themselves to create some, points for her, which not only is not helping her, it is going to push her back against the family. So you see, when that love is coming from a place that, we are not understanding our boundaries, then it's not love. Then it's force, or then it's our own fears, it's our own anxieties, our own lack of fulfillment, because if I didn't become something that I wanted, now my child has to become that person. If I didn't have a good marriage, now my child has to have a good marriage. Yes, obviously we want our children to have good marriage, but we don't know what is good for you and what is your ideal that you would like to push to your child. So your children are separate individuals which they need to understand and fulfill their own inner love. So as you can see, the concept of love from the oneness to the relationship love becomes a whole different prospect. We have so many singers who have had songs about love. I picked one clip for you that has 10 of the top songs about love, and a very brief, a couple of lines of each topic or each music. So let's listen to this together and just let's put it together, see how these different parts of love are discussed from different point of views when we're talking about the same subject but from different perspectives.
disappear. Angie, Angie, where will it lead us from here? that you can't explain. You shoot the moon, put out the sun. When you love someone,
listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why. But listen to your heart before you tell.
Hope you enjoyed and you noticed the differences in the way that each person recalls love or the needs for love or how this love is achieved. One of the things that came up was forgiveness. How if we are hurt with someone, we can forgive. So a part of love is not holding grudges. If I love someone, because of my love, I can set my boundaries in a way that I'm not going to be hurt later again, and at the same time have allowance. This allowance really is a release, is our going back to ourselves in a way that understanding love is not judgmental. Love is not just looking at the flaws or the problems or have doubts. In that loving way, although I may not have a relationship with someone, it doesn't reduce my love. I can choose, because of the boundaries, not to be connected with someone, because when I'm connected, they don't know their boundaries and they're cut into my boundaries, which is not going to be effective for me and doesn't allow me to stay in my loving self. Then for that reason, I am stopping that person to come into me, but it doesn't mean that I don't love this person anymore. Okay? Because when you come from love, there is compassion, there is understanding, there is empathy. And from that empathy, you can understand people have issues, people have separation anxieties, people have different psychological darknesses that have created this way of behaving, this reactionary kind of behavior. And when we understand that, we cannot be judgmental. We should just understand it as what it is. And when we do that, then we can let go. We can just stay in our own domain and create our own area, territory that love is protected. So self-love, as I have mentioned to you several times, is so important. And there are a few things that you want to remember about self-love. First, you cannot sacrifice yourself at any cost. Sacrifice your well-being, actually. Because that well-being, if you remember, has 8 different spokes, has physical, mental, emotional, relational, recreational, environmental, spiritual, and financial. These are the areas that my well-being is protected. So if I sacrifice any of these areas, that cost is going to be vital in my imbalances. And when I'm not balanced, I'm not going to be performing up to par. I'm not going to get the results that I want. So in that balance, we can be in love. At the center of that balance is love. However, when we take a distance from any of those positions, then we are going to be missing something. Or if we put too much for somebody else, which kind of we become the provider to gain our values, as we discussed, then I'm not really adhering to my self-love. The other topic of that is you have to know that you deserve a good life. We cannot accept our fortune as being bad, as this is my destiny, okay? Because we create our own destiny. So someone who loves themselves, regardless of their situations, they aspire for a higher place of being, growth, going beyond this point we are now. Accepting that is going to be self-defeating, okay? And the other part that we would like to consider in that self-love is that do not think that you're the best. Do not think that you know it all. Do not think that, you're God's gift. because everybody is a God's gift. Everybody is filled with the same love that you're in. So when we start looking at ourselves in a grandiose way, in a way that we over protect ourselves, in a way that it is me and others are not as important, that's when we have so many issues. That's where those narcissistic traits, which unfortunately we can see all around us, raise, and then we become one of them also. Now, my need is more important than yours because I'm a better person, and that's not love, and that's not self-love. That's actually the opposite of self-love. That's selfish. And the last one that's really very important to consider is living a life of intention. If our intention is to live a joyful life, and we live with that intention, or our intention on a day-to-day basis is to create more happiness, more peace, more care, more productivity without hurting somebody else, those intentions are aligned with self-love, because somebody who doesn't have intentions really is lost. They don't know what they want, and they don't know where they're going. They don't know how to achieve the happiness that they deserve. So if you love yourself, please start looking into your balance. As I have discussed it with you in the past, balance is the center of love. And Wheel of Wellbeing is an organization that myself and my wife, Coach Bonnie, have created. Wheel of Wellbeing is a format of integration of 8 different areas, and in these 8 areas we are required to maintain balance. If you would like to see how balanced you are, there is a free wheel test or wheel quiz on wheelofwellbeing.com. I invite you to take a look at this quiz. At the end of it, you will see a graph that shows you how circular you are or how jagged you are. So you need to see how you are, how you perform, and based upon your understanding of yourself, then you take appropriate action. And when you're ready to take appropriate action, we are there for you. There are so many different audios, videos. My book, Balancing the Wheel, both in audio and paperback, are available with many detailed exercises to create more balance, to bring yourself to that self-loving place. And we have the tools. All you need to do is to love yourself enough to go and spend the time to look at these material. Some people have the material, but they don't look at it. When the material is there, it's yours. If you don't use it, you lose. So in order to be a winner, in order to have your life fulfilled towards happiness and create that love that you deserve, you need to find your balance, and Balancing the Wheel is there for you. I'm Dr. Daniel Sadiq, wishing you a life of happiness and health. I'm here with you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10:30 a.m. in Los Angeles. And I hope that you can reach out if you have any questions about the concept of love or any other concept that psychologically can help you understand where peace of mind, where comfort is. We're going to end this program with a song that the first time I heard it, I was probably about 14 years old, from a movie. The name of the movie was Jeremy. And this song is called C'est la vie, and C'est la vie in French is such is life. And our life is just what it is, but what we make of it is different. So I see you on Friday.